Welcome to Talkin Trash, and today we're at the Becker County Hazardous Waste Facility on the Solid Waste Campus, and we're going to do a little review of the last show, and then we're going to talk about how to work with your latex paint if you don't want it anymore. So last week we talked about if you need to get rid of paint stains, household cleaners, automotive products, garden pesticides, you can bring those out to the Becker County Transfer Station. If households, we take at no charge. Things like fire extinguishers, we can take those too. There is a minimal fee for this. We also take the regular waste oil filters, antifreeze, that kind of thing at the transfer station, but the household cleaners and those kind of things come over to the hazardous waste facility, and then I'm able to go through it. So we'll just review a couple things from last week. You're looking for things that you don't want anymore and you need to dispose of, not in the garbage, but properly dispose of it. So you're looking for the signal words of caution, warning, danger, and poison. Those are the things on the back side of the container that tell you, uh-oh, I better pay attention, I better dispose of this in a proper way and not in the garbage. Then if you're not just bringing it out to the transfer station and disposing of it, make sure you store it properly in a locked cabinet or high up on a shelf. And if it does not have a label, please label the container, right, with a magic marker or with a sticker. Please label it to what it is, whether it's a solvent or that kind of thing. But I want to show you a couple different things here, and let's see. So I want to show you one way that you can get rid of latex paint. If there's just a little in the bottom, one way you can dispose of it, or actually you're going to dry it out. So you're going to take the lid off, and you're going to put it up on a high shelf. So dogs can't get in it, or cats, or kids. And what happens when it's a water-based paint is, because it's water-based, the water will evaporate out of it. But if you don't want to put it up on a shelf and dry it out, another way you can do it is, I have floor dry here, but you can use kitty litter. So I'm just going to show you. You just take the floor dry, and now this is, you can kind of see in this paint, the emulsion inside the paint is bad. And so, so I want to get rid of this, but I don't want to take it out to the hazardous waste facility. You're going to take the floor dry, and you're going to pour it, or the kitty litter, or sand, anything like that. You can pour that in a box with a liner, and you're just going to mix it up, kind of like a little bit of cooking. But what happens is that the moisture from the paint absorbs into the floor dryer, the kitty litter, pretty quickly. Within a few minutes, this is dry, and this can be put in the garbage. So or another way, now this is another stage of, this one's, it's soft, but it's not really usable. And so you could also do the same thing with here, or you can pour that directly into the can and then just mix it. And as soon as that's dry, that can actually go in the garbage. When it's hard and dry, that is not considered hazardous. Now that's with water-based paint. So how you can tell it's water-based paint is if you look on the back of the can, or even on the front, but it doesn't always tell you. It will say latex on the front, or it will say latex on the back, or another telltale sign is that you're going to look and say, keep from freezing. That tells you that this is, or it says clean up with soap and water. That tells you that that is a water-based paint, and you can mix that in with it. You can actually, if you didn't want to take the lid off, you could knock holes in it, put it up on a shelf and dry it also. We see that. The challenge with that is that, I'm going to show you this one now. This one is, we have an oil-based one. Now oil-based paints are, they get hard. It's basically a scum layer over the top. And it's still hazardous because it's still flammable. Oil-based paints are never, they dry out, but they're still flammable, so there's still a challenge with that. And so what you're going to want to do is put the lid on and still bring it out to us, because we have to ship it away in a special way. We ship it out as, it's called paint related, because it's still hazardous, because it's flammable. Now I want to show you what paint looks like when it's frozen. This is actually what it looks like when it's frozen. Now, I poured the emulsion off, right? Now I'm going to show you, it's like this one's even beyond, this one's been frozen several times. But you'll get kind of several stages, but that's kind of what it looks like when it's been frozen over years. So it gets almost like a rubbery consistency. And you can get something that it looks like cottage cheese with the emulsion on the top. That also is another way when it freezes. So if you have an unheated garage and you leave your water-based paint in your garage, guess what? That's going to be no good. And we see gallons, hundreds of gallons of paint a year that is frozen. So, so if you intend to use the paint again and you want to save money and you don't want to bring it out to us, please put your paint into your heated garage, into the basement, whatever. And then this is what it looks like when it's totally hard. And that actually, my friends, can be thrown in the garbage. That's not hazardous. What you want to do though is take the lid off, or at least open it up like this so you can see that it's rotten, that it's not good, that it's hard, and then it can go in the garbage. Other than that, if it's empty, it's considered empty and it's non-hazardous then. So if you have any questions, please give our office a call, 218-846-7310. Have a great day.